Why don't you give yourself a breath? And notice that I said give yourself a breath, not take a breath. And just gently close your eyes and begin to check in with yourself. And just notice your breath, the rise and fall of your chest as you do that. And begin to give yourself a space just to be you, not to be the mom or the girlfriend or the friend or the boss or the team leader or all those labels that we put on ourselves, but to be who we are as spirit. So if this meditation is different and you already have some type of meditation practice, feel free to incorporate anything that you learned today, or it might be new to you, but you can incorporate all of this into your own daily practice, even if it's just you taking some quiet time. And also, I want to remind you there's no right or wrong. This is completely experiential. So your experience will be your experience. And again, give yourself permission to be. This is not about emptying your mind or throwing those thoughts out. And give yourself another breath. And just begin to tune in, just notice how you're feeling. And there's nothing that you need to change or fix right now. Everything's perfect. There's nothing that you have to do to go out and do for the next, say, 20 minutes at this point. Notice how you're feeling today. Are you energetic? Are you super busy? And begin to tune in to the beat of your heart. You can place your hands gently on top of your legs with your palms up. And imagine a connection between the base of your spine and the center of the earth. That connection can be anything you want it to be. I like to use a tree, a beautiful oak tree. So in your mind's eye, imagine a beautiful oak tree. You can have that out in front of you right now. Just see the majestic tree and the large trunk. See it rooted into the ground. And then flatten the top out and just connect that tree to the base of your spine so that you are connected with the earth. You may notice a sense of pulling down or coming down. And if you notice that, just notice that maybe your energy and attention hasn't been with you. This is what it means to be mindful. Mindful of the energy, mindful of where your energy is. And right here and now, just be connected with the earth. The base of your spine is where your first chakra is located. That's an energy center in your body. Some of you may be familiar with that. And as we connect up, This first chakra is all about safety and security, and it allows Mother Earth to nurture and soothe you just as you take on that role for others. And give yourself a breath and just give yourself some elbow room to be who you are and to be whole and complete. The body reacts to mental image pictures always. And so when you give yourself this space and you connect with the earth, you're giving yourself a space just to be. This grounding increases awareness overall. And it also gives you a place to release energy. Many of our stressors and the things that we go through day to day, we need a release. Some people go running. Some people play music. However you release energy, this is giving you another place to just be and be connected and supported by the earth. And so give yourself a breath, and as you exhale, imagine a release of anything that you're holding on to just gently move down that grounding cord where it gets neutralized in the center of the earth. I notice if there's a sensation with that. And just go ahead and breathe and release. It's so important to give ourselves the space just to be, especially during the day when we're super busy or even into the evening. It's so interesting that working from home, I'd be willing to bet that many of you are busier than you might have been at other times. And the great thing about doing this is you can actually ground at any time and just give yourself a little bit of space by just giving yourself a breath and creating that connection between you and the center of the earth, and just asking for a little bit of support. By just that connection. And then I'd like you to go ahead and move your attention into the center of your head. Rest it behind your eyes in that space of safety for you. And in fact, in the center of your head, go ahead and flip on a little light switch and look around in there. And there's no effort in this. And you don't have to think too much about it. Just visualize a room, or you can even be in a field outside. Maybe you're in the middle of the mountains. Maybe you're near a babbling brook or sitting by the side of the ocean. All of that can still be in the center of your head. And then just notice if there's anybody else in there with you. And if there is, imagine that no matter where you are in the center of your head, what image you have created, that you give it a little trap door and open that door and just let whatever's in there slide out, whether it's business or a meeting that you have to go to or family. And check in with your body as well, that you can be sitting in this space of your mind's eye, in the center of your head, in this beautiful space that's yours. And from the center of your head in that space, look around, pull up a chair, and then go ahead and declare yourself. I'd like you to say, I am, and then repeat your name. And if you're in a space where you can do that, go ahead and say it out loud. I am, and then your name. And notice if anything shifts or changes when you do that. And then from that space in the center of your head, set an intention of what you'd like to get or release or receive during this meditation. Step out of a space of analyzing and intellectualizing and trying to figure it out. And just set your intention. Allow yourself a space just to be. Notice if there's been any shifts or changes in the last little while as you reconnected up. I can tell you that what I'm looking at from where I sit is that there's a lot of energy coming at each and every one of you. And that it's flowing down your grounding, the stuff that you don't need to be responsible for is just flowing down that grounding like a waterfall, complete with the roar. So just notice, has your head been roaring lately with lots of noise, lots of chatter? And recognize that even if you're a business leader or a team leader or you have teams, it doesn't matter what your position is, as a mom, as a friend, that being responsible doesn't necessarily mean being responsible for the energy. It doesn't mean that you have to carry all the energy, but that you can set a space. And that's what you're doing right now, is you're setting a space and letting go of everyone else's energy that you've become responsible for. And isn't it great to have a space to give yourself that space to do that? Give yourself a breath. The great composer Claude Debussy said, music is a space between the notes. And the same goes with our energy and our vibration. And there's so much noise and chaos in the world. And that carries over to each and every one of us. And sometimes this release and this healing, and by healing, you don't have to be sick. Healing just means return to wholeness, coming back to ourselves. But sometimes a healing is as simple as saying hello to ourselves and listening to the beat of our own heart. Moving forward, as we all put our reopening plans into place, it's going to be so much more about the people and the spirits involved, as well as the structural changes, but we will really need to listen to our own hearts and the hearts of those who we are, in a sense, responsible for. Our relationships, our community, our networking. And if you think about it, a baby, when they hear their mama's heartbeat, calms down. A kitten or a puppy does the same thing. When they're agitated, you can put them on your chest, and it doesn't matter if you're their fur mama or their human mama, they begin to calm down with the beat of their heart. So just notice, when was the last time you connected with your heart and listened at that level? So go ahead and do that right now. Notice the beat of your heart as it pumps blood throughout your whole system and gives you oxygen. Tune into your breath and give yourself a breath. Imagine that you're listening to the beat of your own heart and that you're walking to the beat of your own drum. And that you have a level of creativity and expression that you are just waiting to put out into the world. And notice how your body's doing, your physical body. And if there's anything that's uncomfortable, just go ahead and breathe into it. And then check and see, where's your attention? Where's your energy? Has it drifted? Has it moved down or up? Are you tired? Is your body, what's happening? Just check in with yourself and give yourself a breath and gently tap your feet on the floor. You can, don't want you to scare your neighbors below you, wherever you are, if you're in a condo, but go ahead and just feel your feet, and then feel your legs and your knees, your upper legs and your torso. And then just bring all that attention back behind your eyes and the center of your head. And just imagine that room that you were in before. Just see, would you like to change it based on where you are now? The center of your head is the place where you navigate from. It is a neutral place. It allows you to see both sides. And so just move into that space. It's a very powerful space as well. And look around in that space, and once again declare yourself. Say, I am, and then your name. Being mindful and being aware increases the more that you do it and the more we move through the world. It helps everyone in it the more aware we are. It gives permission for others to be more mindful as well. And I want you to, in just this sense for this meditation, just kind of notice, have you noticed the fear that's been kind of around, hanging around, or the grief? How have you been feeling? Have you been holding up everybody else and it becomes overwhelming? I know it does for me sometimes. So, but notice any fear and then breathe into that and just release. You may be holding on to other people's energy. And you can't miss it. If you leave your house at all, you can feel it out there. Even if you don't leave your house, you can feel it out there because you're communicating with people. So just notice what that is and just breathe into it and allow that to go down your grounding cord. And just notice if whatever you're releasing begins to allow you to relax a little bit. Because there's just sometimes you don't need to hold on to other people's energy. And give yourself a breath. And imagine that you are at the head of a trail and you're on your path with your feet firmly on the ground. And you can look down that trail and see a clear path, whatever that means for you. Whether that is personal, whether that is career, whether that is your job, your relationships, whatever it is, just look down that path and see a completely clear path. And then give yourself a breath and be right back behind your eyes in the center of your head. And then create a beautiful golden sun above your head. Make it the most beautiful golden sun you've ever seen. It's the beach wherever you want to be, but it's this gorgeous golden sun. Every time we release, we also would like to fill up, or we need to fill up. So begin to fill that gold sun with the qualities that you would like to have moving forward. Would you like happiness? Would you like joy? Would you like clear communication? Would you like a space to have your own creative expression? Would you like to infuse yourself with the gift of the golden tongue so that you speak well? Would you like to share whatever qualities? Fill up that gold sun with whatever qualities you would like to have. And then go ahead and shine that golden sun down and begin to fill up with the beauty of the sun. Soak it up like a sponge. Isn't it amazing how we can all be home and exhausted all at the same time? So you're all so depleted. I'm watching the energy of everybody just giving and giving and giving, and the minute you start to bring in that gold sun, it's ah. So breathe in the gold. Just let it come and fill you up. Give back to yourself. Giving is wonderful, but you have to include yourself in the giving. You can always give to yourself. So fill up. This is a never ending gold sun, so you can fill up your head and your neck and your shoulders. Fill up your torso and your hips and your legs and your feet. Breathe it in and fill up every cell in your body, so that you are so full up of this gold that it actually begins to shoot out the pores of your skin, so that you can actually even offer that space to the world as well. Make sure you fill up in your belly, that energy distribution, really give yourself back some energy. And then once again, return your attention behind your eyes, in the center of your head. Notice your body. Notice your feet on the floor and your bottom end in the chair. Go ahead and wiggle around and begin to move your fingers and toes and just really bring yourself back to you. Become aware of your body. And give yourself a big, giant, deep breath and take a lovely stretch.
Good job, everyone.
On. Bend over, dump out, shake out your neck and shoulders. And sit up and look around your room and really reacquaint yourself with your surroundings. Good job. Everybody did a great job.